Dr. Sella here, and I get this question from time to time about how they'll watch Navy play or they'll watch Army play or Air Force play against a 50 defense, and they'll see the center base to zero. And yeah, even Paul Johnson taught that too, that you'd see the center base to zero. Well, the reason why they're based to zero is because they're only running midline triple if they know they're getting a pull read. So if one's taking the dive and two's taking the quarterback, then they can base to zero because what do they care if this guy beats the block and tackles the B-back? He's not going to have the ball anyway. The whole reason why you want to run mid-triple, and I've said this before, I had a conversation with a Division I coach earlier this year, and he said we really only run mid-triple anymore if one takes the dive and two takes the quarterback, or if one and two take the dive, which in this era happens because of the zone dive. So, really that happens at the high school level. It doesn't really happen at the college level. Nobody puts number two on the dive in college. But the point I'm making is that's why the center can get away with basing the zero, because they know it's going to be a pull read. So, when you see the center basing the zero, it's because they know they're getting a pull read. And yeah, I've seen from time to time they base the zero and it ended up being a give read, and it's usually a horrible football play. But just so you know, that's why they're doing it. So the adjustment in the past was always that they would have the backside guard in the center reverse ace or back call the zero so that they could get two guys on him so that it could clear the pathway for the B-back. And remember this, the B-back is sprinting through the ball, sprinting through the play side hip of the guard and sprinting through the end zone. That's where he goes. So what usually happens, like against a 50 defense, is this guy will close in on the dive, the guard ends up here, and so it looks like the ball's being run in the midline, but the play is always run through the outside leg of the guard, but it starts off on the midline and goes from there. So that's what happens on mid-triple. That's the reality of what happens on mid-triple. Not sure if you'll ever hear that at a clinic or not, because clinic talk might sound contradictory to that, but I've been running this since 1998. So that's really what happens. So when the center bases the zero on mid-triple, when you see the academies do it, it's because you know they're getting a pull read. And all three of them do it because they know number one is taking the dive. And really, they're only running it if one's taking the dive and two's taking the quarterback, because I said this in another video. If one takes the dive and two takes the pitch, they're better off having him kick the B-back and run in between one and two because there's a massive void there. And that's that. Coaches, camps are upcoming. Give me a call. You'll win more games. It's plain and simple. Later.